According to the Amputee Coalition of America, 1 out of 190 people suffer from an amputated limb. There are 185,000 new lower extremity amputations every year, and here in the U.S. alone, there's 2 million amputees, and that number is expected to almost double by 2050. I'm Renaldo.
I'm Lookin.
And I'm Dr. Gray.
As you can see in the video here, a system of neurological receptors sends signals from your brain to your leg, back up to your brain when your leg is moving. However, with a traditional prosthetic, those receptors are lost, resulting in reduced mobility. 1, because there's nothing sending from the brain to the leg to help it move. And 2, because a traditional prosthetic only bends at the knee, resulting in high fatigue and discomfort.
Earlier we mentioned that 2 million people in the United States are amputees. Now let's take that a step further. 1 patient out of those 2 million were mine. She was my patient. She was involved in a traumatic car accident where the surgeons had no other choice but to remove her lower limb. She woke up with no leg, so obviously a whole different lifestyle there. When it came time for her to take her first step with her prosthetic, she couldn't bear to do it because to her it was a pile of metal that reminded her every time she opened her eyes of what her life used to be. This is why cosmetic appearance is so important in the prosthetic industry.
Our idea and solution is to create a computerized prosthetic that gives you complete control over the knee, but also gives you complete control over the ankle as well. It will be made out of a 3D printed material, which is durable and flexible to allow the prosthetic to be used for different activities. And also we will include a skin cover that will be made out of silicone that will give the leg more of a human and natural-like appearance.
For our product, we have a long-lasting battery which will help with the fatigue factor and the movement of the prosthetic itself. That way, whenever you're walking, it gives you a self-propelling motion like you would be on a moving sidewalk in airports or anywhere like that. Also, we have a vacuum-sealed socket which will allow for the perfect fit to the amputated limb. That way, whenever you're walking or running, there's no slip, there's no falling off, nothing like that. Lastly, we would have a neurological interface which would use receptors that are placed inside the socket and also along the lumbar region of the back, which is where all the part of the back that helps out with all the muscles constricting, that helps out with the leg movement normally. That way it would be able to tell when you move and how you move when you're walking or running. Also, our receptors would have a Bluetooth interface that would help out with the prosthetic companies being able to read how the prosthetic is working for the amputee. Now I'll give it back to Renaldo.
So as I said earlier, the number of amputees is expected to almost double by 2050, growing from 2 million to about 3.6 million. The expensive part of this project would obviously be that neurological interface as we just described. However, the 3D printed material, as it's not too expensive, will help drive manufacturing costs down, as that's what the majority of our leg will be made out of. Our biggest national competitor is Autobach USA. They have a similar lower extremity prosthetic. It's kind of like a robotic leg, has a battery similar to ours. However, the biggest difference between us and them is that they only give you control of your knee, and they don't have a cosmetic appearance like us, whereas we have control over the knee and the ankle, and it looks more like a human leg.
Autobot USA will not only be our largest competitor, but they're also our target market. So let me explain that. Autobot USA has the knee joint. They already have it, but they're working on the neurological interface. So why reinvent the wheel when it's already rolling? What we're looking at is a partnership, basically. We would apply our ankle joint to their knee joint and combine our knowledge on both the neurological interfaces to create one valuable product to the consumer. Other target markets would be clinical trials that are already existing that focus on matters like this, such as the Mayo Clinic and VA Affairs. And just from personal experience in working in the hospital, there is a growth opportunity for this because 1 in 15 of the patients I'm assigned to work with each shift has a prosthetic.
Now for our competitive edge. We have knee control and also our ankle control, which neither of our competitors have. The traditional prosthetic doesn't give you any control at all. It's just walking with a stiff limb. And Autobach USA only has the knee, never has the ankle, so that way your fatigue factor is higher and it's always more tiring. Next is our cosmetic appearance, which is our silicone sleeve. It gives it more of a natural look. The traditional prosthetic in Autobach USA is either plastic or metal. It looks robotic or fake all the time, and this, with our cosmetic appearance, would help out with patients getting used to the idea of having an amputated limb. Now I'm going to get back to Dr. Gray.
as you can see in our value proposition, our product is for to provide amputees who need a well-balanced prosthetic. Our product would provide the comfort, mobility, and flexibility they would be looking for. Though Autobach USA and traditional prosthetics do provide the walking capabilities, our product overall would present a larger value to the customer and allow them to regain full control of their amputated limb. Thank you.